Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Ping and Play. This is Praveen Kumar Nadipalli. Happy New Year to all the people and have a great year. Today we'll cover the topic on how devices getting IP addresses dynamically. Okay, so in the early days of networking, every device had to be manually assigned an IP address. So if this PC here PC will be there, here one PC will be there. If this PC is if this system will need to communicate with other device through the internet, what does must it have? IP address, so that only it will communicate with other device through the internet. Correct? So how you assign the IP address to that particular device? Let me open this laptop. Okay, desktop. I'll go here. IP address. I'm assigning the IP address here. 192.168.1.1. Here subnet 255.255.255.0 and the default gateway 192.168.1.3 and the DNS 8.8.8.8. This is the early days of assigning the IP addresses to the particular device to connect the internet. Okay, so now what if I have hundreds of devices? Assigning IP addresses to the hundreds of devices, it's a nightmare. I can't manually get into every PC configuration and assigning the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, these parameters. It's a nightmare. It's a big challenge for us. Okay, that's where DHCP server comes to play. DHCP server. So what is DHCP server? Let me tell you. See here, assigning the IP address statically. We need to assign the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, preferred DNS, alternate DNS. If my PC will have these parameters, then only it will communicate with other network devices through the internet or through the access to the internet. These parameters are very much needed for every device to communicate. Okay, see here, what is DHCP? So DHCP is a network protocol. It will automate the process of assigning IP address and other network configuration parameters to devices such as IP address, see here, default gateway, DNS server. It will automatically from a DHCP server. Whatever the DHCP servers will be available to the particular device, there will be a process to assign the IP address to the particular device. Through that process, DHCP will allocate the IP address to the devices. See this: DHCP discover, DHCP offer, DHCP request, DHCP acknowledgement. So these are the four messages which DHCP client and DHCP server will end this process, and finally the device will get the IP address and other communication parameters. See here, IP address, subnet, default gateway, preferred DNS. How? This makes it easier to manage and maintain the large network. Large network is nothing but this is my large network. See here, this is my large network. Even though I'm adding see here, I'm adding many devices here, so manually I can't configure the IP address and other communication parameters to these particular devices. Did you get my point, guys? So that here I need one DHCP server to allocate the that parameters to these devices from the range. Range is nothing but DHCP server will contain some range. Let's suppose 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.100. This is the IP range of this DHCP server. From this range there will be 100 available IP addresses. From this range, it will allocate the IP address to the devices which are sending the DHCP discover message. Discover message. What is discover message? Discover message is nothing but it will send the DHCP discover packet to the DHCP client. It will send the DHCP discover packet. See here PC will be there. Okay, see here PC, here the server, DHCP server. It will send the DHCP discover message. Can you please assign me the IP address? Then DHCP server will reply back to the DHCP client. Here PC is like DHCP client. Okay, DHCP client. From the DHCP server will offer the IP address. It will offer the IP address and other communication parameters. Okay, this is the IP address I am allocating to you, 10.0.0.3. In earlier, I have given the range of this DHCP server, right? 1.100 IP addresses will be there. From this 100 IP addresses, this is one of the IP address is allocating to this PC to communicate. Okay, address is and allocated. So this is the process I'll show in my PPT. Server. See here, there will be, this is the process of assigning the or allocating the IP address to the DHCP client. It will send the DHCP discover packet to the DHCP client, and then DHCP offer. The DHCP server will respond to DHCP client to offer IP address, and then DHCP request. DHCP client will request that IP address to allocate me. DHCP client will request DHCP client, okay, please allocate that IP addresses to me, and then DHCP server will give the acknowledgement to the DHCP server. Finally, DHCP client can get the IP address and other communication parameters. This is how DHCP will work on the network. See here, this makes it easier to maintain large network. Ensure devices can communicate effectively without conflicts in their network. Conflict, what is conflict here? Conflict is nothing but here, see the topology. Okay, here this device is there, so I need to assign this statical by static I'm assigning the IP addresses here, 190 or 10.0.0.1, and I'm taking another device here. By mistake, here I'm assigning the same address which I have assigned to the before, 10.0.0.3. Okay, see here, what if two devices will have the same IP address? It will be a problem. If you assign the IP address and other communication parameters by static, it will be a problem. There is a chance to configure the same IP addresses to the different devices. It will be a conflict. So that for that we are dynamically allocating the IP addresses to the devices which are connected to the my network. Got it? And then DHCP works on the application layer. It uses UDP protocol 17. And then okay, ఇప్పుడు DHCP server మనకి IP address assign చేసింది. So అసైన్ చేయడానికి what should DHCP server will have? That is called DHCP scope. What is DHCP scope? DHCP scope is nothing but in order to provide IP address to the layer 3 devices, DHCP must have that scope. Scope is nothing but DHCP server, DHCP client, DHCP relay. So guys, DHCP relay ante it's a bridge between DHCP client and DHCP server. It's a communication barrier between DHCP client and DHCP server. Okay, and the description it's a self-made and the IP address pool. I already told you in earlier. So it's a pool or container of IP address possessed by the DHCP server. It has range of IP address that can be allocated to devices. సో ఏదైతే డిహెచ్సిపి సర్వర్లో పూల్ ఉంటుందో ఆ రేంజ్లో డిహెచ్సిపి క్లయింట్స్కి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అసైన్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, IP lease duration. IP lease duration is nothing but it's a lifespan of that IP addresses. Okay, it's amount of time a client can use an IP address before it needs to renew the lease. For suppose if DHCP, so see here, if DHCP, okay, here PC will be there. Okay, here DHCP server will be there. Here from PC3 it will send the discover message. It will assign the by offer. DHCP client will respond to the DHCP. DHCP server will offer the IP address to the this particular device, and again it will request that IP address. Okay, please assign that IP addresses to me, and again it will give the acknowledgement. This is how DHCP will work, right? So at the last this PC will get 10.0.0. For suppose that PC has got this IP address from the DHCP server. So this IP address can utilized by this PC in particular time period. ఆ టైం పీరియడ్ ఎప్పుడైతే కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన వెంటనే ఇట్ విల్ సెండ్ ద DHCP request message, and then DHCP server will acknowledgement to the DHCP client. Again it will renew that time. See here, I'll show you. See here, IP address renewal time. DHCP client can request to renew their lease before it expires to ensure that they continue to have a valid IP address and configuration information. That's it. Okay, this is how. See here, this is my PC. From the DHCP process, I have got this IP address 10.0.0.7. I got this IP address and this lease time was 24 hours. If the lease time was 24 hours, before 12 hours, before completion of time period, lease duration, it will again send the DHCP request message to the DHCP server. It will give the DHCP acknowledgement. Okay, this is how DHCP renewal this IP address duration time, so that the device can utilize this IP address. It will communicate to the other devices by accessing the internet. Okay, DHCP lease time. So that is DHCP lease time. Uh, 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 uh. I'll show you this packet capture, guys. Okay, please don't worry. I'll show you this packet capture to you. See here. Wait, I'll show you one thing. We'll check whether my PC is having all the communication parameters or not. Here go to ipconfig slash all. By using this command you can see the all parameters in your laptop. Okay, here I'm getting, see here, DHCP enabled, my IPv6 IP address and my IP address, DHCP, here subnet mask, lease time, lease expires, default gateway, every parameter is there. This is my laptop parameters. I'm able to communicate with other devices. I'm going to accessing the internet because I'm having every parameter. These parameters I got from DHCP except the physical address. Got it? So that's all about DHCP and the process. See, what is DHCP? It's a dynamic host configuration protocol in the network protocol used to automate the process of IP address dynamically and other configuration parameters as well. And it's a DHCP scope. So see here IP least duration. Okay, and the subnets excluded IP addresses. Excluded IP addresses is nothing but, see here, if this PC is allocate if this server is allocated the IP address to the this device 10.0 dot the 0.1. So whenever we are enabling the DHCP dynamic here, I will exclude this IP address because this IP address already allocated here. Okay, so I'll exclude this IP address. So that is excluded address and reserved IP addresses and the router and DNS and the name. So this is the DHCP protocol things, and it will assign the IP addresses to the layer 3 devices automatically. If you want, I can show you here. So here I am using my, this is my router. See here, if this PC is new, if I want to access internet, I need to assign the IP addresses like this statically: subnet, default gateway, DNS, alternate DNS. It's not possible, right? For that I enabled the DHCP server so that I'll get, sorry, so that I'll get IP address automatically. I'm eliminating the manual configuration here. So that's all about DHCP, guys. I hope you all understand what is DHCP, what is the role of DHCP in the network. Now let's get into packet capture. How these messages will be there. మీరు చెప్పారు కదా డిహెచ్సిపి డిస్కవర్ అని, డిహెచ్సిపి ఆఫర్ అని, ఇవేంటివి, వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్? I'll show you the packet capture to you. Okay, let's get into configuration. And guys, even your home router can act as a DHCP server. Okay, you won't need to install a particular or dedicated DHCP server, a big server into this for this mechanism. Even your router can do this thing. This is my Airtel router. Currently, I'm using this router to access the internet. Let's recap. What is DHCP? It will eliminate the process of assigning IP address to the layer 3 device. Okay, by the discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. Through the discover, offer, request, acknowledgement messages, it will get the IP address. So these are the devices. These are the devices which I have added into my network. I need to assign the IP addresses dynamically to the these devices. I'll show you how it will be. And DHCP port number, it will use the UDP protocol 17. For the source, it will use the for DHCP ports here. Source 68 and destination is 67. See here, these are the layer 3 devices. These are the layer 3 devices. So let's configure the DHCP. See, I'm in R1. This is my router. So this is my router. I'll make this router as DHCP server. I'll configure the DHCP mechanism to this router so that I'll get IP addresses to these devices. Okay, config T, interface G 2 2/0. I'll assigning the IP addresses to this interface. IP address here I am giving 10.0.0.1 255.0.0.0. The subnet mask I am taking class A IP address, no shut. Okay, and now IP DHCP pool. So this is the command. Initially we'll give this command IP DHCP pool and then pool name. Okay, pool name I'm giving DHCP server only. Here I'm considering this router as my DHCP server. Okay, we'll need to give the network range so that only it will allocate the IP addresses to these devices. Okay, I need to give the range. I'm giving 10.0.0.1. 1 minute guys. Here I given the 10.0.0.1. and the default router. I'm giving this interface for the default gateway. Okay, and remember every IP address as default gateway to pass the data packets to destination 10.0.0.1. Because this router interface here, router interface G2/0 is there na, that interface I'm going to assign as default router. And DNS 8.8.8.8. Okay, see here, from this range I already allocated the IP addresses here. See here, I have given the IP address 10.0.0.1 to this router. Okay, I need to exclude this IP address from the DHCP pool range. Let's give IP DHCP excluded IP 10.0.0.1 subnet 255.0.0.0. Okay, exit for it. Okay, okay. Show run section DHCP. See here, IP address excluded address, IP DHCP pool, DHCP server. The name of DHCP pool is DHCP server. The network range is 10.0.0.0 and the default router and the DNS server. Okay, these are the configuration of IP DHCP. Now we'll check PC1 first. So IP. See here, his IP address is there for this device. This is new. How can I get IP address? I didn't configure statically. I need to assign IP address to the this PC1 dynamically. I can't do DHCP allocate IP addresses to the all these devices statically. I'm not at all comfortable with that. I need to assign IP addresses to these devices dynamically by using DHCP server. Okay, see here, let me show you. Oh, see here, gateway is not there, DNS is not there. Uh, these three are very important to access the internet, right? So now I'll show you the packet capture here. Okay. Oh man. Okay, I'll show you the packet capture. What the hell, man? So I'll show you the packet flow here. Okay, I'm in PC1. We'll give the command IP DHCP. See the packet capture here, what I have told you in earlier. So here something, actually there was something problem with my GNS3. Okay, let configure again then. So here I have assigned the 10.0.0.2. Okay, network 10.0.0.100. Default router, I am giving my router IP address here, DNS 8.8.8.8. Okay, here I have given the DNS server, default router, network, and the interface IP address. Let's see. Still PC show IP. See now. See the packet capture here, guys. Okay, it will send the, see here. It will send the DHCP discover. I'll stop for the packet capture here. DHCP discover. So discover message. The source IP will be broadcast. See here, broadcast. In DHCP discover and DHCP offer, DHCP request, DHCP acknowledgement. Okay, and the DHCP in the DHCP discover, the source IP will be 0.0.0 and the destination IP was broadcast. And we'll see the what was in the packet. So I'm opening discover, DHCP discover. See here, in the Ethernet header, the destination broadcast. See, broadcast. Okay, and see here, still DHCP is not assigned any IP addresses. Okay, we'll see this DHCP offer message. Here you can see your client IP address 10.0.0.1. See here, from the DHCP server assign this IP address to the that particular PC. We'll check this IP address is allocated or not. See here, show IP. See here, IP address, gateway, DNS, DHCP server, DHCP lease time, everything is assigned dynamically. Here I didn't do manually assign everything like IP address, gateway, DNS, DHCP server, DHCP lease time, everything will be with DHCP only. DHCP server will assign every parameter. Okay, and see here DHCP request message and the acknowledgement. In the acknowledgement you can see here internet. This is the IP header. See here. Source address will be 10.0.0.2 and the destination will be 10.0.0.1. Okay, so that is the DHCP. Practically I have shown you how DHCP assign the IP addresses dynamically. Okay, so guys, one more thing, you need to know the DHCP payload. Okay, see here, DHCP payload option 55 DHCP message type, DHCP identifier, option 51 IP address lease time. Very important to remember these options. Okay, option 58 renewal time, option 50 rebinding time value, subnet mask, and option 3 router and padding, and option 255. And these are the payloads. Every DHCP packet will have that payload. Okay, I'll show you here. Please remember these options. I option 1 subnet mask, option 3 default gateway, option 6 DNS, option 54 server identifier, after 51 lease time, after 50 requested IP addresses. So this is how DHCP will dynamically assigns the IP addresses to the PCs. So that's all about DHCP. So I hope you guys understand what is DHCP clearly, and the packet flow I have shown you. I have shown you practically how DHCP is allocating the parameters. And see the rest of the pieces here. If you want, I can show you all the devices. These are the 6 devices, right? Here also I'll go with IP DHCP. See, I got the IP address. Show IP. See, every parameter is done. Same thing PHP. Show IP. See, before that, not assigned it. Will enable the IP DHCP like this in the PC. By default, DHCP will enable on this particular devices. You don't worry about it. Okay. See here. Show IP. See here. IP address is not there, but here IP address is there. Gateway is there. DNS is there. DHCP server is there. DHCP lease time is there. Everything will be there. Here, show IP. See, IP address is not in. Will enable the IP address. Sorry, DHCP in PC4. IP DHCP. No matter how many devices will connect to that particular network, it will assign the IP addresses to you within that range. So this is all about DHCP.